I want to connect with me and become the ruler of my own existence again. I don't want to be swayed one way or the other by the addictive social media consumption style that is fed to us through our mobile devices. Hi there, I'm John East O'Leary and welcome to the Sovereign Challenge. The Sovereign Challenge is something that came to me after I decided that I wanted to lower my screen time and get off social media to step back into my life and develop faster on projects, finish a few things that I need done, like writing my book. And I decided that I was going to switch to a dumb phone instead of a smartphone. And my key objectives are to focus on what matters, to stand where my feet are, improve my well-being, save money, and write more. The rules are: 1. Get a brick phone. 2. No social media. 3. No alcohol. 4. No sleeping past 7:30 a.m. Not no sleeping. Whew, that'd be hard. No sleeping past 7:30 a.m. in the morning. So we got to get up early, get our day started, set our intentions, and get moving. 5 is to save some money. 6 is to meditate every day. 7 is to do some form of physical exercise every day, whether that's working out, walking, something like that. Rule number 8 is to keep a journal. So I will be journaling, writing, jotting down thoughts, inspiration, anything like that. Number 9 is to attend social groups. Number 10 is healthy food, healthy nutrition. Because of the use of my phone and quick stuff, right? Quick food has also been a bit of an issue for me. Not only will it help me save money by not ordering food, but it will improve my diet. Now, I'm not being super strict, but I am a plant-based eater. I do only have very little amounts of processed food. I don't eat meat, I don't eat dairy, very close to a vegan diet. And then last but not least is to read and listen every day. So setting the habit of reading books. For me, I read personal development books. Now this is a really important part of the challenge, because to get our mind out of what we're in and into something else, reading for me is a really good thing. And then listen is on there, and that's listening to podcasts, YouTube videos. Right now I'm just watching some stuff to relax with, right? But the idea is to absorb positive content. Now, the reasons why I've taken this challenge upon myself, not that I touched on the objectives before, but the main ones are to finish my book, to become better connected to myself and others. I noticed that my screen time was getting up to 35 hours plus per week, which is huge. I don't want to be sitting there for 35 hours a week on my phone. That's nearly a full-time job. That is the catalyst for change. That's why I decided. That's why I said, okay, I watched 35 hours worth of content last week when I should have been working on my book. Okay, so the way I'm going to measure this is through a couple of things that I just found online. One of them is 5 ways to well-being, and another one is called a wheel quiz. Now, I might end up creating my own self-assessment for while doing the Sovereign, because obviously better questions that are more related to what I'm doing or what we're doing will arise over time. But for now, that'll do. So as now on day 1, 5 ways to well-being score is 43 and the wheel quiz is 49. That's kind of the idea of the Sovereign Challenge, what it is, why I'm doing it. I hope that it all goes well. I've already switched to this dumb phone, which I've recorded a check-in already to say how I'm feeling. Alright, it's day 1 of the Sovereign Challenge, and this phone that I'm recording on is now pretty much a brick. It still has Wi-Fi, it still has widgets and stuff on it, like note-taking, calendar, Gmail, YouTube, that kind of stuff, so I'm able to still work on my projects. But it's got no social media. I've stripped off anything unnecessary for it, and I have switched over to the dumb phone. I am finding myself fidgeting and not finding what to do when I want to just sit there and waste time. Does that make sense? Like, I'm sitting here trying to write my goals down, and then I think, I'll just take a break for a second. And then I go, what do I do? Like, I've got this feeling of, well, I know I can't sit there and scroll, so what am I going to do to fill that uncomfortable void? And it's discomfort. It's discomfort with my challenge, discomfort with what I'm doing. It's really weird. I guess it's because I've been scrolling and I've been able to have that break by looking at my phone for so long. When I'm sitting here, I'm like, I should be working. And instead of that productive time, I would sit there and scroll. And now I'm not doing that. I know I haven't bit off more than I can chew, but I think I underestimated how hard this is going to be. I've got a quote from Alan Watts, and this is why I created the Sovereign Challenge, one of the reasons why. All information will come in by super realistic television and other electronic devices as yet in the planning stage or barely imagined. In one way, this will enable the individual to extend himself anywhere without moving his body, even to distant regions of space. But this will be a new kind of individual, an individual with a colossal external nervous system reaching out and into infinity. And this electronic nervous system will be so interconnected that all individuals plugged in will tend to share the same thoughts, the same feelings, and the same experiences. There may be specialized types, just as there are specialized cells and organs in our body, for the tendency will be for all individuals to coalesce into a single bioelectronic body. Consider the astonishing means now being made for snooping, the devices already used in offices, factories, stores, and on various lines of communication such as the mail and the telephone. Through the transistor and miniaturization techniques, these devices have become ever more invisible and ever more sensitive to faint electrical impulses. The trend of all of this is towards the end of individual privacy, to an extent where it may even be impossible to conceal one's thoughts. At the end of the time, no one is left with a mind of his own. There is just a vast and complex community mind, endowed, perhaps, with such fantastic powers of control and prediction that it will already know its own future for years and years to come. I'm on day 4 of the Sovereign, just walking the doggy. There she is. Doing the fitness thing. Yesterday I did chest day, and that's the first time in a very long time that I've done some muscle workout, so that was nice. So far so good. I haven't felt the urge to go on social media, hasn't been an issue at all. You know, I've just been checking my emails and making these videos and reconnecting, so it's been quite good. One thing I'm noticing though is the more I go out walking, the more I want to go exploring. And this is one place I definitely want to do some exploring, so I won't bring the dog with me, but I'll come back. Like, look in here. And it's just chilling on a residential street. So yeah, you best believe that I'll be back to explore that. It's day 13 now of the Sovereign Challenge, and over the past 3 or so days I managed to edit and finish my manuscript, the first draft for my book, The One Rule. I'm pretty proud of that accomplishment. That's a hell of a lot of work, you know. I edited all the way up to chapter 7 or 8. I rewrote 3 or 4 chapters and then worked all the way to the end, which is 16 chapters in total, about 45,000 words. So it's been a year-long project, but the reason why I started the Sovereign was so I could finish it. So I'm really happy to have the first draft finished. Yeah, so we're going to go pick that up today. Got the dog in the car and we're off. Got my books. 3 copies. Alright, so we're just taking a quick drive out to the beach, Brighton Beach. Dunedin has lots of beautiful beaches, so Brighton's one of my favourites, and we thought today was going to be real sunny. It's a bit overcast now, but oh well, we'll take the dog, we'll go to the beach. It's not your fault but mine, and it was your heart on the line.
But where's the green areas?
Come on, good girl. Better get a lead. Check out that house there. Imagine staying there and looking out over at this. Oh yeah. I think it was last night, the night before, Saturday night. I was feeling a bit like isolated, I guess. And that's part of being off social media, in that because I already stepped back so long ago and started sort of doing my own thing, disconnecting from social media means I can't even look from the outside. It means I'm even less reachable, I suppose, even though I wasn't being reached out to much or reaching out much anyway. But then when I come and do something like what we're doing today, I feel really good and I feel really connected to myself, and I've been able to focus so much on finishing my book and things like that. So it's like a double-edged sword still. What do you think, Olive? Rocks. Come on! Good girl, good girl. Here's a biscuit. Here's a biscuit. What are these little birdies? It is day 18 checking in. I've been working on my projects. I've been keeping myself as busy as I can. And right now I'm coming up with all this new creative stuff and it's keeping me up at night. I'm not expending enough of my creative energy during the day, I guess, and now I'm having ideas at nighttime. And when I have an idea at nighttime, I get up and write it down in my book and things like that, and then the next day I spend all day thinking about that idea, and sure enough, I've had this same idea running around in my mind for the past 3 days now, and I don't have social media to sit there and scroll on and numb myself from thinking these things. So it's really quite difficult to distract myself when I'm waiting for stuff and things like that. Like, I don't start work for another couple of hours. You know, I'm working in the afternoon today. And because I've known I've had work this afternoon, I haven't wanted to do much during the day. And even though I've been completing goals today and I've finished a lot more than what I needed to, I'm still sitting here going, rah! It's a really interesting dynamic and something that I don't think I did that much, as much. I did do it a lot, you know, I've got whiteboards and 5 different journals, but I don't think I did it anywhere near this much when I had the escape of social media. So I find myself picking up this phone, what I'm not supposed to be using, and checking my emails, looking at Google, trying to figure things out, talking to ChatGPT, like all of these kind of things. One of the other projects I wanted to finish with the Sovereign Challenge is this old car I got. Bought this for $500 with the intention of fixing it up to sell it. As you can see, it's got little patches of rust, and it was around the back window and stuff. I've already put some paint in and around here. It's not an amazing job by any means, but the rust is gone. I did a little bit on the front too. But here in New Zealand, this kind of rust is not okay around this bonnet hinge here and things like that. But I want the whole thing to look nicer anyway. So I'm going to grind all this off and fix that up. It's not perfect by any means, but the rust should be stopped. Good morning, it's day 24 or 25 or something, and as you can see, it's lovely weather outside. The government's actually released a state of emergency for Dunedin. There's pretty severe flooding down in the lower lying areas. Apparently we're getting 3 months of rain in like a week or something. I've got to go and do some stuff in town though. Right, I've been asked to go check on my friend's area, my friend's place, because they're away. So I'm just going to go and see how the water levels are there. Even the ducks don't want it, lad. Oh, y'all. Oh, man. Alright, so that was the Leith River. As you can see, it's doing its job. Yeah, I mean, it might burst its banks in some places is what they're saying, and there has been about 100 people evacuated from some lower lying areas, but I'm very, very thankful that, you know, the place that I just went to check on, it was okay, that I'm in a high enough area where I'm not affected by it and all that kind of stuff. We're very, very grateful for that, you know, and also for the community that's reaching out and helping. You know, people are filling up sandbags, people are helping each other, people are going to stay at their mates' places. It's one of those times where community makes a big difference. Where I come from, Christchurch, the events of the Christchurch earthquakes, the community definitely came together to help each other then as well. It's so I've seen it more than once, communities coming together to help each other, which is really cool. It just shows that New Zealand has a lot of spirit, and even though you might feel disconnected from each other sometimes you might feel like no one's out there for you and all that kind of stuff, and it's easy to get stuck in your own life and sort of glare past everyone. But at the end of the day, when stuff really does go wrong, people do start helping each other out, and it's nice to see. You know, I didn't know it was a wet weather warning, let alone red level or anything like that, until I got to work yesterday, because I don't have any social media on my phone. So I didn't know what was going on, you know, and I very rarely look at news apps and stuff like that. So I knew it was raining, and I knew that it was, you know, it just felt like normal though, you know. I got to work and everyone's like, oh, I hope we can get home tonight, and I'm like, what are you talking about? That's maybe one of the negative aspects of going without social media, specifically Facebook, where you have your community groups and you might hear about things like that happening, and you might get updates about that kind of stuff. If you don't have it, you don't see those updates, and sometimes you don't know what's going on. Morena everybody, it's day 25 of the Sovereign Challenge, and I'm checking in for my measures, my mental health and holistic measurements that I'm doing. I'll be doing 3 measurements today. There's the 5 ways to wellbeing assessment, there's a wheel quiz that I'm looking at, and also I'm doing my own Te Whare Tapu Whā assessment, which is basically 1 out of 5 and then measure the totals. So I have numbers for each of these, and I'm evaluating how they're going throughout the Sovereign Challenge. As we've seen in previous videos, I'm proud to say that I finished my manuscript in like 4 days. That was an amazing amount of effort, and it was really good to get that done. I've been able to focus more on other projects too, on rebranding Aspire Daily as a whole. I'm getting the logos redone. I'm also working on my at-home projects more as well, like fixing my cars and stuff like that. So finishing projects wise, it has been good, but I also feel like there's this gap in everything, like I have so much room for more. Opposing that, I feel more connected to the people that I'm spending time with. And something that I want to mention is when I get a text from someone, or when I'm texting someone, that message now means so much more to me. It's far more meaningful than the messages that I would get on Snap, like streaks and stuff every morning, and the pointless likes, comments and shares that you get from Instagram. When was the last time you remember a reel or a short TikTok or a short thing or a short story on Snapchat? Name right now the last reel that you remember watching that made a difference to you. Name one. Okay, we have a 48 for 5 ways to wellbeing, which is up from 43 last time. And I have managed to put myself on the screen while doing the thing. I did not know that I could do this, okay? Alright, wheel quiz, let's get into it. Gratitude is the core of my belief. Yes, I just wrote 100, here, try this, here's a good trick. I just wrote down the other day 100 things that I'm grateful for right then and there in that very moment. It was a suggestion from reading The Secret by Rhonda, I think it's Rhonda Byrne. Definitely a good practice. Write down 100 things right now that you're grateful for, and I guarantee you're going to feel better. And here's my results. So the more circle this is, the more holistically well you are supposed to be. I'm up from 49 to 58. for the total. I know it's not a work of art, but because you can have one is a 10 and one's a 1 and whatever. But both of them are higher. Now, okay, let's see if the old PC can handle this. And you might have noticed I changed my shirt. So, how is my wairua, my spiritual health? I'll say about a 3 at the moment. My mental health, I'm going to say about a 4 at the moment. My social health, so with my closest whānau, my inner circle, 5 out of 5. I feel really good about that. My extended circles and new stuff, not that great. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I might do a 3 for that. And then my physical health, I am in good physical health and I have been sleeping well, good amount of water, good nutrition. I'm actually going to go for a 4 there. And alright, there's my assessment and I'll add up the total numbers now. Alright, 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3 is 14. That is the check-in for this week. A lot more information than normal. I think next time I'll just go bang, 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 get it done. Today marks day 29 of the Sovereign. It's beautiful and sunny here in Dunedin, so me and her, look at the state of it. Don't bite your lead. We're going to go for a wee walk. I always forget what I've already spoken about, so I'm going to try and close off a few of the open topics in this catch up. For fitness, I went today for the first time to boxing, being somewhat fight adverse. That was a bit of a challenge. It was cool though, really good. Related to the Sovereign because of the fitness part. I've actually managed to save about $200 in the last 29 days just on not buying coffees or not buying food away, just making a saving where I can, just trying to really smack back some of those stupid expenses, like expenses that you don't need. So that's fitness, that's money. I've been working on my blogs and stuff like that for these videos. I carried on doing the Aspire Daily stuff. Oh, and what I'm spending some of that $200 on is updating the logos for Aspire Daily. I want my brand to be more cohesive and easy to read. Something else that was an open topic of mine was this abandoned place I was going to go in and explore. I found out it's an old abandoned like hospital or rest home. Basically it was abandoned in 2011. It's got an overseas owner now or something like that, and they got sick and haven't been able to do anything, so it's just been sitting in limbo for the last 10 years. Lots of people have gone in, lit fires and, you know, done what urban explorers do, and I'll head back up that way in a minute. The flooding's all gone, which is good. I think that was kind of an open topic, I don't know, but some people were severely affected by it. You know, it's a bit of a shame. It's a big shame actually. You know, I send my best wishes to all of those affected by it. The rest of Dunedin has gone back to normal already though. The storm water worked how it was supposed to. She sniffs the whole way when we walk. It's just spooky because you're in a normal town, you know. Then you just got this place abandoned. Like, damn, look in there, man. I'm not going to let the dog go in, I'm not going in either. Not keen. That must have been a car park or, I don't know, some part of the building. Look at the front. Oh, I've got to go up a wee bit. Surely. Check it out. It's obviously just completely ransacked. Damn, yeah. Yeah, pretty trippy. That's just in the middle of a normal town, eh? Like, I guess because no one's living there, the council can't really do much. Surely there's some kind of policy though, right? Like maybe after 20 years they have to bowl it down, or I don't know. Stop! Sit! Wait! Come on! Good girl! Good girl! Yes, very good job. Now, you get a treat for that. Good girl. Do you reckon I can get up there in one go? Let's go. Come on, Tosh. Oh, fuck. I just about lost it. Bro, this field was a fucking bad idea. It was so wet. Oh, shit. Sorry, dog. Back. See my wee friends there? Look at him. He's cool, eh? Hey, buddy. What are you doing? Hey, pretty bird. I'll come out and hang out with them too. They like talking over me. Anyway, so catching up on the one rule, finishing a bunch of stuff that I left outstanding in other videos, talking about the flooding, all that kind of stuff. Finished off that, having a look at that building. Decided not to go in and explore, especially not with the dog. You know, there could be pollutants on the floor, mold, all kinds of stuff I don't want to breathe in myself either. The objectives of the one rule, how am I tracking? So I did my well-being number assessment things that I don't know how accurate they are, because on any day you can feel completely different about your entire worldview. So my objectives were to focus on what matters, be where my feet are, improve my well-being, save money, and write more. Focusing on what matters, so spending less time scrolling. My screen time has gone down by at least 10 hours a week already. So that 10 hours was probably spent just solely on Reels. I have been spending, a little bit more time on the phone looking at news articles and stuff, which I'm not supposed to be doing, but I find myself with idle time looking at it. On top of that, I've been writing on my phone and stuff like that. So my screen time's a bit hit and miss. Same with like using Spotify. I found out if you use Spotify, it counts it as screen time. So I don't know, the numbers are all going to be a bit thrown off. If I was to just get rid of this, not film on it, not do anything on it, then I'd have a more accurate measurement, I think, because screen time and app time seem to get confused in the digital well-being on Samsung. Maybe there's a better app for it. I don't know, but the goal is no social media, and I'm doing that. So focus on what matters, which is pretty much all of these things. Be where my feet are. Being where my feet are, standing in my current and present reality. I have noticed when I go out for coffee, go out for a drink, do something with my family or my partner, I've noticed that I'm much more connected to the conversation. I don't have that cue where I can pull out my phone and not talk to someone in an elevator or at work on my lunch break or something like that. I engage more and talk to people more. My partner has also said that my listening skills have improved. Now that's because what can happen during a lengthy conversation is you'll pull out your phone for a notification or something, disconnect from the conversation, and then it's really hard to regain the same energy back for that conversation again. And we've noticed that that has improved quite a lot. Standing in my current reality by being where my feet are in present day. I practice meditation. I do a lot of stuff to work on being present because my mind, I'm an overthinker, a self-confessed overthinker, and I'll touch on that in a second as well. Improving well-being, holistically, all around, I'm feeling more spiritually in tune, more connected with my people, so that would be my socially. I'm feeling pretty good in my mental health and stuff like that, so that's that side. And then physically, pretty good nutrition, working on fitness at least once a day, like a walk. You know, now there's the boxing, which is, what the hell, I can't believe I'm doing that. And write more. I have released one blog, 2 blogs, and I'm working on the 3rd blog, as well as, you know, I write poems and stuff when I feel inspired to. That's a really good check-in. All the objectives I am smashing, and I'm so proud of myself for doing that. Now, the thing that I said I'd catch up on about being where my feet are and overthinking and stuff like that, right at the start of the Sovereign Challenge, right on pretty much day 1, I had just done a mental health assessment with a psychologist, and I had just started my new job. So I've had quite a bit, you know, going on while starting this challenge. Through that assessment, I was diagnosed ADHD, which actually came as no surprise because I've been pretty overthinky, characteristic of ADHD my entire life. Had problems in school, growing up, then, you know, substance stuff later on, never feeling quite right, not being able to focus, all that kind of stuff. Every single test that I did to evaluate ADHD, I passed with flying colours. I guess that's the way to say it. So anyway, with that, the past week I have been medicated. I've been exploring the journey of medication. So that is happening on top of all of this as well. And not having my phone and things like that has actually been kind of handy. Anyway, while you're starting a new job, while you're navigating a new diagnosis, while you want to finish all the stuff I want to finish, the Sovereign Challenge has been fantastic. There's more positives than negatives. I want to say that first and foremost. When someone texts me, it means a lot more than it ever used to. But I do feel more socially disconnected than I did. I feel more disconnected from everyone than I did. But I am in a case of where 545 days ago I stepped away from my friend circles to go sober. So I already felt a little bit isolated. Now it feels different isolated. Now it feels like not because I can't do something, it's because I'm choosing something now. The narrative has switched from I can't socialize to I'm socializing better and more healthy for me and what suits me, more connected with my loved ones. So in my disconnection from social media, I've become more connected in my immediate circles, friends, family, colleagues, all of that kind of stuff, people I'll be supporting with work, more connected. So it's actually a good thing. But sometimes, I do sit there at night going, I wish I could just reach out, send a story on my Instagram, rebranding Aspire Daily hasn't been easy without having the apps on the phone, like that kind of stuff, but more positives than bads. Anyway, I'm waffling now. So this is day 29, which I'm going to call day 30. Don't know when I'll see you again, mate. Have a blessed evening. Peace out. Yo, what up? It's day 37 of the Sovereign Challenge, and I have realised that I set myself too many rules. No social media, stick to the brick. They've been fine, although I have found myself going on Facebook Marketplace by logging into the mobile website version. I still haven't downloaded the apps, but I still consider that, I don't know, have I broken my own rules? I'm not sure. Admin on PC is allowed, that's been fine. Walking every day has been a challenge, especially with work and other things like that, and I should be walking the dog and stuff, but that's been hard. Attending a social group once per week, that has also been hard considering I am working so much. Good nutrition, easy. That is fine. No substances, easy. I'm 550 days sober of all substances, except medications. Gym and fitness. I was supposed to do something every single day for my fitness. That's why I did the walking every day, blah, blah, blah. But what I've done is I've joined a gym. I told you about that before. I started boxing. How bloody cool. Meditation. I haven't been doing it every day. Reading personal development books. I do that every day. Waking up early. I do that every day. Saving money. I've been able to pay for the rebrand of Aspire Daily, so I have been saving money. And journal. I haven't been doing that every day. And no news. Sometimes the news can actually be a good thing. I think for the Sovereign Challenge, I'm going to... If anyone else wants to replicate it, just so I can present this, I think I will remove a few of the daily rules. I think in improving our habits is what this is all about. So if someone was to start with a fitness club, that is winning. If someone was to attend a group session or join a class or pick up a new hobby and learn something new, that is winning. Focusing on better nutrition, maybe not every day, maybe not every single meal, maybe not every week, but improving nutrition is the goal. Do you see what I'm getting at? I don't want it to become stale. Also, with meditation, making meditation and spiritual practices a goal or a tick box to achieve every day can actually be more harmful than good. If we are meditating with the goal of ticking a box off, we are not meditating for the right reasons. That is not what that shit is for. This shit is for zoning in on yourself, connecting to yourself. It's not about ticking off goals. Something that has been a pretty big problem for me. In my 550 days of this sobriety, I have changed a lot. I have done a lot, but at times I have become a tick box person. It gives me that drive, that sense of accomplishment, and that's amazing. But just by improving on the things that the Sovereign is aimed to improve on, less tech, more well-being, simplified, less tech, more well-being, it wins. The Sovereign is really good for less tech, more well-being. Okay? Now, if you have decided to join, please don't be too hard on yourself. I have a micro update for you. It's day 47 of the challenge, and I'm so excited. For some reason today, I finally feel like I want to make videos again. I finally feel like I want to be posting my things again. I have done a lot of work, and I've done a lot of things, and I've figured a lot of things out, and I guess taking a break for over a month has been what I have needed. Now that means I'm still getting results from doing the Sovereign Challenge, which I thought had stagnated. For the past 10 days, I've just been like, this sucks and I want my social media back. But I stuck to it, and sure enough, today I finally feel like I want to update my TikTok videos again and talk to the people that I used to talk to on there, and I feel like I want to use it like a video log again, and like all of those really cool things. And I'm so excited for that and so happy about that. I'm still in my dressing gown. I'm having a slow morning. And yeah, like I haven't done all of the things that I set out to do, got like rules wise. Like I haven't been exercising every day. I eat a kebab every now and then, you know, so the diet's not amazing, but it's still pretty damn good. You know, I haven't been to a big chain fast food place in a long time. So I'm really proud of myself, and I think that the Sovereign Challenge has awakened this thing in me where I need room for my creativity. And I think recognizing that and taking a step back from being a constant production has helped. Taking a step back and just being in my own life for a while starting my new job, while navigating mental health challenges, while starting medication, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And it's been the best thing for me. I haven't watched a reel. I haven't been sitting there scrolling on my phone. And that has helped so much. Also, I've been doing a little bit more work on that Suzuki. I got this all looking a lot better. Look at all, I've sprayed just everything. Spray bomb. Anyway, cool. This is going to look amazing when it's done. I have high heat paint for that. You'll see.
Watch your ice cube.
Yeah. Welcome to day 49 of the Sovereign. The other day we talked about removing some of the rules or condensing them. The idea was to make these better habits. So I might take things like this whole lot of rules here and make that one rule. Better / healthy habits. So when I take these and I look here, focus on what matters, be where my feet are, improve well-being, saving money, and write more, I am actually smashing all of those, even though I haven't been like sticking to a really solid fitness regime and things like that. Because of my nutrition, because I've been controlling my portion sizes and stuff like that, I think I have actually lost weight. I did do a measurement the other day. It was 102.5. And then we'll know. So I'll do that again when I am back at the scale, but I'm pretty sure I'm actually dropping some. So yeah, just because I'm focusing more on my well-being. So what have I achieved with the Sovereign Challenge on day 49? My goals are being completed, and I am more connected, like I have said so many times, to the people around me, and things are more meaningful and all that stuff. I did say that I was struggling with not hearing from people, I guess, as much. That has now subsided, and I'm not so worried about it. I guess I just am focusing on what matters and being where my feet are. I'm less worried about my goals, even though I have them. I haven't been writing big lists of them like I was, which is really good. As for saving money, I've made some pretty good movements there. You know, being able to do the rebrand and all that kind of stuff. I've had lots of awakenings as well about what I want to do moving forward with other projects and stuff like that. So that's really cool. I feel in touch. You know, I started this medication journey with this ADHD thing, all of that kind of stuff. Lots of really anxious things. Started the new job. All that stuff that we've already spoken about. Now, let's see where the goal's at that I set when I started. So the first one was to finish the one rule. Now I got that drafted, and that's really awesome. So that was the goal. That's been completed. As for the Suzuki, I have done that too. Now I can photo it, sell it, do whatever I want. Make documentary. Well, I'm obviously working on that. Alarm race car. It's at the shop now getting done. I'm going to tick it off because it's getting done. Finish tattoo. I did that the other day as well. Tick. And then for poem book, I have found a way to express my poems, and I'll show you. So I'm ticking that one off too. Tick. So imagine hitting your targets and smashing off some pretty big goals, some costly ones too, in such a short amount of time. It's been a little over a month, and yes, I was making pretty fast and rapid changes and rapid growth beforehand, but by not spending my time focusing on reels, I have spent time thinking about how I'm going to achieve what I want to achieve more. Cool, right? This is New Zealand. This is New Zealand. It's when I come to places like this that I remember life's not a challenge. The sovereign is all about connecting with ourselves, and I've been treating it like a challenge, like I've treated everything else. I'll meditate today, I'll work out today, I'll take the dog for a walk today, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll check all the boxes. But that's not what it's about. Sometimes just being is so important, because I live up here. And it circles, circles, circles. And I forget that the only thing we're supposed to or need to do is be here. But coming out here definitely helps. I found a downed log in the path, and I thought, a sign to talk about what's been going on. I don't know if the sovereign has helped me realise, but I just feel that the connection to ourselves is so fundamental in our journey. There's the brick phone with the dog. It's day 51. I don't even know what's happening with this sovereign challenge thing anymore. It's just become a collection of projects, but here's a little car I was doing up. Look at it. It looks phenomenal. I'm so proud of it, like genuinely. To come in and fix the stuff that I've fixed and have the repairs work good and like be able to clean the inside up and make it look like a genuinely alright place to be. Again, I know it's not perfect, and I know, like, yeah, the work is not amazing, but I'm genuinely super stoked. Like, look how cool this looks now. Like, genuinely, I think it's actually so cool that I've been able to do this, and I'm really proud of myself. Yeah, boy. Also, my room is looking pretty amazing. Thanks to the help of my wonderful partner though. Like, look at the plants. I've got a happy wee birdie. Hey buddy. His cage is always open so he can just come hang out. You look happy too? Genuinely, for a person that has been on a personal development journey and living in projects and living in the desire and need to constantly pursue something and tick the boxes and do the goals. To achieve this level of feeling completion, even though things aren't completed, feels fucking phenomenal. Genuinely, it feels so good. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I'm finally accepting my being, and that life is worth just doing. I don't know, life is so much more than the accomplishments that society presses on us. Buy a flash house, a flash car, have a fancy job, work 60 hours a week to afford a vacation once every year, have a dog, have a wife, have kids. It teaches us all of these things, and those things are great. Having a safe haven to live is amazing. Having kids is great. Having a wife or partner is so good. But it doesn't teach us that we should have ourselves. And even when it is focused on ourselves, it also becomes something to buy. When practicing mindfulness, you search it up enough and you'll find all the ads for mindfulness. When practicing gym and exercise, you'll find advertisements for gym and exercise, and sure enough, it never ends. Even when it comes to growing and personally developing as who you are and becoming more of yourself, people try to profitize out of that as well. And I guess that's what I'm combating with the Sovereign. It's to step away from that and to step into yourself. And finally, day 51. Day 51. I'm accepting being here without having a projects. I've decided to drop the Aspire Daily website for now and just focus on my social media. And I know that the Sovereign goes against social media, all that kind of stuff, but I want to use it. I found a way to do my poems. I said I'll show you this time. I really will. I found a way to come to terms with the fact that I am here. And I am here to stay, and I don't need to be anything to justify my own existence. Writing the book is good. Yes, I have a mission for this holistic well-being. Yes, I have a mission for mental health. Yes, I want to promote this kind of stuff. And yes, I want to become the best version of myself, but I don't want to do it at the detriment of myself. I don't want to sacrifice myself anymore for it. I want to build the person I am, not tear them down and say that they're not worthy. And that's an amazing place to get to. And it's because of doing challenges like this that I've got there. This is how I will show myself that I don't need to be perfect. This is how I will show myself I don't need to be perfect. Mistakes are just happy accidents. That is, when you accept them. A project without pressure, without overthought intention. Once upon a time I was a project, but now I am alive. My restless form expands forever, my soul allowed to thrive. So next time I append my pavement, please take me aside. For I am not expected yet, not before the ride. Oh yeah, so I didn't even tell you the story behind it. So I was looking for a way where I could lineate and make my poems and all that look good on Instagram or wherever, right? And so I could keep them as well, because my handwriting isn't that like fantastic. And I saw online someone was using a typewriter. So I asked my family, do you have a typewriter? And they said, actually, we do. It's sitting in the basement. They had this sitting in the basement. The ribbon was dry, so I pulled this apart and I took this ribbon into Cartridge World, and they were able to put a re-inked ribbon on there, and it just works. How awesome is that? So yeah, it's to pull away from my handwriting, basically. Like, yes, it's all right, but I don't know. There's something nice about having it structured and all the same, and photogenic, is that the word? But yeah, if I was sitting there stuck on social media, I bet this wouldn't have happened, because I would have been stressing about what to post it, how to make it look, how to edit it on Canva, all that kind of stuff. And I wouldn't have been thinking of alternate ways to do stuff. That is how much this digital stuff messes with your mind. I'm not the only example. I believe that, like what Alan Watts said about the collective consciousness that he predicted for the future, where everyone would be interconnected by hyper-advanced machines and technology, and far out, this social media stuff, man, like, we are now the product. Our email addresses are worth more than our custom. Anyway, let's pull away from that for a minute. And as for the Sovereign, 51 days in, feeling like I am now, obviously it works. So that's really cool. I might do my wellbeing results. So I'll see you over there. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. I have managed to put my face back up on the screen. Ooh, look at that. All right, and the wellbeing results. Let's talk about it. So, 5 ways to wellbeing. We are up to 54 from comparison to day 25, which was 48. So that's a drastic improvement, I suppose. Really good. You know, I feel good today, so that would explain that. As for the wheel quiz, we are still down at a 5 for recreational, bringing the total to 58, which is the same as day 25. We did see, though, consistency between mental, emotional, and recreational. See how physical is at a 7. I'm not sure what it was last time, but when we go over to the next test, which is Te Whare Tapawha, we can see that my tinana, my physical health, is feeling a little bit of an impact in comparison to the week before. But I'm seeing an improvement in mental health hinanaro, an improvement in my whānau wall, and an improvement in my wairua, my spiritual wall, which reflects on the wheel quiz as well, which is at a 9, which is the highest it's been. So, spiritually, I'm feeling like I'm in high spirits, which reflects through these results, which is fantastic. Like I have repeatedly said, on any given day, you do an assessment like this, and it could be drastically different. It is not an accurate measurement. But combined with the projects that I've completed, combined with the awakenings that I've had, combined with the acceptance of myself, accepting me, and ticking off goals and all that stuff, I would say there has been a significant improvement in my overall well-being for the past 51 days, even though I've had hard days too. So that's fantastic, showing that this process is working. I'm about to go to Australia to visit family, and that will be on about day 60, so that's in about 9 days. Now, whether or not I take this challenge with me, I'm not 100% sure. I'm thinking about ending the challenge at 60 days and continuing what I want to continue with, but keeping the reduction in screen time. So we will see. Either I will be taking you with me to Australia and experiencing the Sovereign Challenge overseas, or I'll be ending it. So I'll see you when I next see you. Could be interesting. Peace out. What do we do instead of jumping? What do we do? Good girl, yes. Good girl. Good job. Let's go for a hoon. Whee! I got the exhaust changed. It's pretty lame looking, isn't it? The phone mount only works this way, so you have to bear with me. It still has noise, it's just not super duper loud like it was, which is what I wanted. I also got an alarm fitted, and that was $1,200, so yeah, this has been an expensive car. It looks so factory. Ugh. Let's go, girl. Yeah, so car is quiet but respectable, and I wanted it to be quiet enough to slip under the radar. I guess that's the goal. For anyone that's interested, it is a turbo back 3-inch exhaust, so all the way from the back of the turbo, there's no catalytic converters, there's nothing, it's just 3-inch all the way back to the rear muffler. They then did a reduction from 3-inch to 2.5-inch so that we could control the tone of the exhaust, make it quiet, all that good stuff. If I want to go loud again, lop the rear muffler off, put a cannon on there, easy. There is actually a resonator after the rear axle. That could be a longer one and moved further up, so that might be the future idea there. But for now, it's quiet enough, it's going to be legal, it's going to get its warrants. It's got an alarm system, which I'm stoked about, which means it can get insurance. No one knows what this project entails. It started in 2018, so yeah, it's been a long road. But anyway, as for the Sovereign, day 54, I believe that I have crossed the threshold of effectability for this challenge. I genuinely do. If I was doing it properly, like I intended to do at the start with the fitness stuff and all that, I think it would still have high amounts of effectiveness, but just a workout challenge would do the same. So for the purpose of the challenge, which was to focus more, be where my feet are and get things done, I've kind of achieved all of those things. I've had a few awakenings with projects, a few awakenings with what I do and do not want to do in the future. I genuinely believe that I've reached or passed the threshold of effectability. I am, however, going to give myself until day 60 just to see if there's any more insights or awakenings or cool things that happen or come up. I'm feeling pretty good, pretty secure in myself, feeling pretty connected with others, all of that kind of stuff. But now I just feel like the no social media, not being able to post my writing and stuff is actually affecting my my reach. You know, I want to share things with the world, and that's something quite interesting. I feel that we find productivity in posting on social media, and I think that's a blessing and a curse. I think that can be quite a trap as well. Like, finding productivity in posting senseless stuff on the internet is not as effective as being productive in our daily lives, obviously, right? But for me, I want to share my writing. I want to share the parts that I haven't put into books. I want to share videos, photos, insights, whatever I can to make a difference. And without doing these posts, because that's where the people are, I feel that I'm losing the ability to do that. And while the Sovereign has been fantastic, and I will probably do it again more than once throughout my life. Sorry, this thing is annoying me. Yeah, I will probably do it again more in my life. But for now, I believe the Sovereign has done its good things. And I'm happy to come to that realization. So yeah, see you soon. Okay, my friends, I'm very excited. It's day 60, and tomorrow I jump on a plane and leave New Zealand for 10 days. So, I'm going to end the Sovereign here, and I'm just going to do the last wellbeing check-in and catch up with you on this phone afterwards. So, let's get into it. Okay, baby, 56 for 5 ways to wellbeing. Day 1 it was 43, day 25 it was 48, day 51 it was 54, and today on day 60, it's 56. Okay, so the World Quiz website has, I guess, broken on the last day. But what we would see is quite a nice rounding here. There was 1-9, which was emotional, which is really good. That was spiritual last time. But there's lots of 8s. So we've got physical, mental, relational, environmental, spiritual, all 8s, which is amazing and balanced. And financial is 7. So if this graph was to have worked, we would have seen the most balanced it's been since we started doing this assessment. Now I'll just do the last one. Spiritually, I'm going to hit a 4. Like, there's room for improvement in every area of my whare at the moment, and that's just the way it is sometimes. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16, which is the same as day 51. And saying that, it's more balanced. This is a perfect circle, which is really, really good. That's what we're working towards. This is the last chance I get to film anything before I fly, so I'm trying to get it all done now. So I've switched back over to this phone. It's day 60. Like I said, I'm ending the challenge. I will change the SIM card out of this phone and put it back into this one again. We will download the apps if we want to, when we want to, and I guess plug back in Neo. These are the measurements. So as you can see, there is an incremental increase throughout the duration of this challenge. We saw on the 5 ways to wellbeing that we went from a 43 to a 56 over 60 days. With the wheel quiz, we went from a 49 to a 62, and from Te Whare Tapa Whā, we went from a 14 to a 16. Now, with those results, what we noticed on day 25 was that recreational was at a 5 out of 10, and nothing was higher than an 8. With the Te Whare Tapa Whā, mental and physical, were at 4 out of 5. Social and spiritual were down at a 3. And then on day 51, we realized that recreational was still at a 5. But spiritual was at a 9. Relational, emotional, and mental were at 8s, which is fantastic. Te Whare Tapa Whā relayed this information, saying that mental was at a 5 as well. The physical, tinana, dropped to a 3. And on day 60, for the wheel quiz, we had lots of 8s. 1, 9, and 1, 7, which equals balance. That would have been a nice wheel. Te Whare Tapa Whā, all were a 4, which equals balance again. So, if we were to be measuring ourselves with numbers in our realms of existence, I won. I fucking won, bro. But I feel good today. I'm excited that there's travel tomorrow, my job's going well, my relationships are going well, I'm feeling physically well. All of the things are going pretty well. I've had some pretty good awakenings too during the length of the Sovereign, which I'll probably write about and go into further. But main awakening, I think, from the Sovereign Challenge was that I was putting a challenge and I was measuring everything that I was doing. Whether it be meditation, exercise, walking the dog, working on a project, the Sovereign Challenge as a whole, 60 days, however many days, my sobriety challenge, everything in my whole life became measured. And I became a project. Like that poem I shared with you not long ago in the video. Once I was a project, but now I am alive. Now that has what I think the Sovereign Challenge has. That's one of the main awakenings that I've got. Is that I need to stop measuring things. And this was highlighted by my therapist as well, my counsellor. They said, you have to stop measuring things to see the success that you want. To feel like you're living in your purpose, living a purposeful existence, you have to stop measuring how much your purpose is worth. Because by measuring your purpose, you are denying its existence. The purpose of being is to be. And to work towards our purpose, we need to do our purpose, not measure our purpose. So that was like the main awakening. You see, when I went out into the forest, I started along that journey, and then while I was removing the goals, I was working along that journey. And then I had that session with this person, and in the long in-depth conversations that I've had with my partner as well, we've had multiple awakenings in that area too. And I guess it all comes down to me feeling like I am enough, and me feeling worthy, and all of that stuff that I became sober to achieve. And this challenge wasn't about sobriety. This challenge was about stopping watching reels and stopping the social media dynamics. But with that, I stopped posting, which meant that I had to focus on myself and sit inside my own head just a little bit more. I couldn't escape and just share it with everyone and dump it out onto the internet, hoping for some kind of recognition or some kind of, I don't know, there's meaningful intention behind it as well, with genuinely wanting to help other people and sharing my insights from the journey that I've traveled in the hopes that they might pick something up too. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to be heard. And there was a part inside me that I realized really wanted to be heard. So one of the other awakenings during the Sovereign Challenge was about my book. I was really proud to have finished it, but then I realized that there was a voice inside of me that really wanted to reach out and really, really, really wanted to tell their story. And then I justified my story's existence by putting a healing model on it. Each chapter I tell a story about myself, and then I say, this is related to this because of this. But what I need to do is draw away from that. Tell my story, yes. Healing model, yes, great. But I don't have to justify my story to anyone. And I think that right there is a measurement. So the breadcrumbs to making all of the awakenings throughout the length of this challenge were there. It was just very helpful to consult someone and myself and not have the social media. And doing all of this challenge stuff has helped me realize that I need to stop measuring stuff. But anyway, that's what the Sovereign is all about. So if you want to measure something and do a challenge, do this, because it might teach you how to stop challenging and stop measuring. What a dynamic, my friend. What a freaking dynamic. Anyway, I'm getting really excited. I might do the other measurements that I did. So I did measure my bicep and waist. Day 30 was 36.5 centimeters and day 60 was 37.5 centimeters, which I could put down to water, time of day, all that kind of stuff. Same with the waist, really, to be honest. So it was 115 centimeters, now it's 111.5 centimeters, which are really, really small in my eyes. Yes, they are a reduction, but it is the morning now, and I don't remember if I measured that in the morning or the afternoon last time. I don't remember how much I ate. I don't remember how much water I had. I don't remember if I exercised before or after. Like, there's so many variables with that, and I think that I fluctuate quite a lot, and I've seen it in myself quite a bit. It does feel nice that the numbers are, bigger biceps, smaller waist, like hell yeah. But I don't know. That's very variable. And I don't know. Maybe something I won't measure until I'm exercising at that level again, because I really haven't been. So I don't want to put myself off by analysis paralysis. And remember what I learned with the Sovereign, not to measure things. Books. Because of the reading habit of the Sovereign Challenge, Healthy Habits, reading one. That's a must. We must read every day. Okay, part of the Sovereign is to improve our mental well-being because it's part of our holistic well-being, okay? And one really good habit to make to do that is to read books. I made the habit of reading books about a year ago, and I've read every morning ever since. And it's been one of the best things that I've ever done for my entire life in every area. I was sharing quotes from the book on the taboo against knowing who you are right at the start of the video. There is another one here called Become the Force by Daniel M. Smith. He talks about the Church of Jediism. That was a library book. An interesting concept, actually, but I guess it all comes down to the same answer, really. Our thoughts, intentions, consciousness, our reality, all of that kind of stuff. Anyway, great book. Book on the Taboo Against Knowing Who You Are. Will read again. 100% recommend. The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Everyone knows the law of attraction, or I think it's the law of attraction. Yeah. Great book. Awesome read. I like the way it is structured. I mean, it's all right. I bought it secondhand, and I probably wouldn't buy it new. I Will Teach You to Be Rich. One of the most transformative books that I've ever read. Ramit Sethi. I hope that's how to say your name, my friend. This is how I was able to make savings during the Sovereign Challenge, because I restructured the way I did my banking. I paid off everything. I started using a credit card that has rewards. I set up different accounts that feeds different money into them. I now have an emergency fund. So many good things came from that book. And then there's Kiss That Frog by Brian Tracy. Maybe one that I would read at the start of my reading journey, because if you're reading self-help books, this is quite simple. James Smith, Not a Diet Book, transformed the way I see nutrition and exercise. He talks about how it's just calories in and calories out, and how people overmeasure things, and he breaks down the things about dieting and weight gain and loss and protein and all of that. You don't even have to worry about whether or not you're a vegetarian or a vegan or a meat eater or not when you read this book. And that's what I really like about it. And the way he talks about training makes so much sense to me. Great book. Now, the one that I've just started is The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk. I hope I said that name right too. And I'll be taking annotations throughout the duration of the reading of this book. Anyway, those are the books that I read during Sovereign. Really good books. As for the other habits like keeping a journal and bits and pieces like that, I might share some insights on those as I move forth. I'm just looking at the draft from that, and I'm like, far out, man. I'm actually really proud of myself. Finished the book, became better connected to myself and others, lowered my screen time, strengthened my well-being, saved money, and focused. I literally smashed all of those. How cool is that? And then with the measurements, I did make progress on the book because I finished it. Weight and muscle mass, yes. But tick. Savings, yes. To phototype a fast self-assessment each week, yes. So I hit all the measurements, I hit the why. Now, as for the rules, yeah, I'm a little bit naughty, I suppose. I didn't meditate every day, but we shouldn't measure that. I didn't work out or walk every day, but I did consider the macro exercise things that I was doing, parking further away in car parks, taking the stairs, walking to town, walking the dog home, all of that kind of stuff. So I did improve the amount that I was working out, but it wasn't every day. That was an insight from James Smith's book, actually. Keeping a journal, I only wrote in it a few times. Attending social groups, I counted that as work. Introducing myself to new people in my inner circles and things like that. So I kind of did hit that, but not groups like traditional style groups that I was thinking of. Healthy food, yes. Reading and listening, yes. Fantastic. No substances, yes, absolutely. No social media. I did use Facebook. I did use Marketplace. I did have a look at a few videos. Did I look at Reels? No. Did I look at traditional media? Yes, a little bit. Some news articles and bits and pieces like that. Did I stick to the brick? Yes, I did. So, it's a win, mate. It's a bloody win. And I don't care what anyone says. It's a win. See you soon.